Welcome back to Sledgehammer Horror, guys. I am Ken Sledge.
And I'm Ashley Sledge.
And let's talk horror.
So today we are going to rank the opening premonitions from the Final Destination franchise.
So this is something that is synonymous with the movie, is the opening premonition. So some of them have created fears. That's why we have a whole new fear. Playing with my fear means they've already, it's something that we were already scared of.
Enhances your fear.
Lasting impression. It's effective, or we're snoring. With nothing good happened with your premonition. You suck. So would you like to get us started, my love, with your opinion on the first Final Destination, the airplane?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the airplane was playing with my fear. I feel like everybody has a little bit of anxiety anytime that they fly anyways, because it's like the unknown. You're up way up in the sky.
And you're not in control.
Yeah, you're not in control. Even though they say that there's, more car accidents or whatever have you. So this one, I didn't really know where it was going because it's the first one in the franchise. And you see that you don't know that he's having a premonition, first of all.
Right.
And then when they all get off the plane and you just see that plane explode, it's like, okay, that's fucking scary.
This just happened.
Yeah.
That's something I'm already scared of.
Yeah. So I think that it's a pretty good one in this franchise. So
I'm going to stick with that one. I would say playing with my fear, because I already had a fear of flying anyway before watching this movie. So did it enhance a fear of flying for me? No, I already had it. But it's something I'm already scared of. And it's something that we've kind of turned into a joke whenever we go on a plane.
It's I don't know that that's a joke, more that it's
how I call myself.
It's
my dark humor.
Your dark humor, and then everybody else is like, shut the fuck up, kid. Yeah. We don't want to think about that right now. So that's kind of my thing, is I make it my dark humor. Like, hey, look at those kids over there, and I make a video and it's the Final Destination kids. Yeah. Like, hey, they're getting on the same plane as us. You did do that the last time you were on the plane.
And everybody was like, oh, hilarious, dickhead.
For the people that even knew what you were talking
about. All right, so Final Destination 2.
This is my favorite one. A whole new fear for me. I've talked about a million times at this point. I didn't even drive yet. I literally was too young to even have my license when this movie came out. And I still, to this day, I will not stay behind a log truck. And I know that I'm not the only one with this fear, because there's memes about it. There's bumper stickers that they've made. I've seen people say, hell no, I'm not staying behind a log truck, just because of this movie. So this, not only did it make a new fear for me, it did for millions of people. So it definitely is something that I think about. Even if it's not a log truck, if it's a big truck that has a bunch of shit in the back of it, I'm moving, I'm getting over. There's no way.
So far we're on the same page, because and again, I'm not saying that driving isn't a fear for people in general.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people that have a fear of driving. I know a lot of people that have a fear of driving on the freeway. That's a thing. It never was for me until I saw this movie. Mm-hmm. When I saw this movie, I got an irrational fear of driving behind semis, driving next to semis, driving behind log trucks.
Is it really irrational, though? Is that an irrational fear?
No, not really. But at the same time, it's just I was and still am pretty scared whenever those are by me.
Yeah, I don't like to even by a big semi. I don't even like to be on the side of it, stuck between a wall and a semi. I'm gonna go 50. I'm gonna go 90 to get past
to get past it.
Yeah.
So those two we're on the same page here. Now let's see if we stay on the same page with the roller coaster.
I'm gonna say that it's a lasting impression. I think it's something that you always have in the back of your mind. I do like to go on roller coasters, that kind of stuff. Even with haunted houses, that kind of anxiety of having someone scare you or being on something like that. I like that. It's an adrenaline thing for me. Mm-hmm. But also it's always in the back of my mind, this type of thing could happen. Especially at fairs and stuff, when that they put that together in 47 seconds
sure.
And they probably miss 27 screws and you're screwed. So I feel it's always in the back of my mind. And it's not that it made my fear or it enhanced it in any way, but it's always something that you think about.
Yep, this one is playing with my fear. Because I'm scared of roller coasters anyway. We've talked about this on the channel before. If you've watched SledgeHammer Horror before, then Ashley did get me to go on a roller coaster at Cedar Point, America's Roller Coast. And we got
15 years ago. Okay. You'd think God let me live it down.
We were stuck on a roller coaster sideways like this. And I was just staring at her.
Yeah. I wouldn't even look at him, guys. I literally looked straight ahead. Like I would not speak to him because I knew I could feel his eyeballs burning in the side of my head.
And it's a total fact. I was pissed.
Yeah.
Pissed. And so this played with my fear a little bit just because I already don't like them. But at the same time, I don't have a desire to go on them, even before this movie. So it didn't, affect me. Yeah, I'm so much fun if you guys can't tell.
He loves roller coasters and swimming and anything fun at all.
I love
Count him out.
Yeah. So that's one that it didn't really do anything new for me. So now we are at the NASCAR race.
I think this is a snoozer for me. For one, I'm not a NASCAR girl. I don't go to NASCAR. I don't really care about races at all in general. So you wouldn't catch me in those stands, for one. And for two, it was almost the CGI with this one was so bad that it was comedic to me and not scary.
Yeah.
So it didn't do anything. I snooze alert. I was bored.
I 100% agree with you. This one for me was absolutely a snoozer because I feel the exact same way. No disrespect to people that enjoy NASCAR or racing in general. It's not something for me. Coming from a big baseball guy, I know a lot of people that like racing could say the same thing to me. Baseball is boring and it's not fun. But for me, I absolutely have to say this one and it looks so bad that it's almost comical.
Yeah.
It doesn't enhance your fear. It's just like, this looks terrible.
Yeah. There's
nothing scary about this. There's nothing terrible about this. It really did not do anything at all for me. Mm-hmm. So now we are up to Final Destination 5, The Bridge. So where do you put The Bridge from Final Destination 5?
So I've never really been afraid of bridges. I've loved going over bridges. I like looking out at the water. But this one I think is more like the roller coaster lasting impression, because it is something that now I think about when I go over a bridge. What if this happened? Especially if there's people out there working on a bridge and you're going across it, or if it's in the middle of the winter and it's icy. I think about this movie because of that. So it definitely left an impression on me, but it didn't really make a new fear or enhance my fear in any way.
Sure. And which is fair. And now this may come as a surprise to people, and especially people that know me, just because of who I am. But this one I'm actually going to put in effective. This was an effective one for me, but my fear of driving on bridges has actually gotten better.
Yeah, it really has.
So this one didn't, put me to the point of I don't want to drive behind a log truck.
Yeah.
My fear, again, for people that don't know SledgeHammer Horror, we live in Michigan, one of the most beautiful bridges of all time, the Mackinac Bridge. Mm-hmm. And I used to not be able to even drive over it. I used to have to.
His mom would actually take us across. She had a Jeep, and she would take
the doors off
and go across it. And she would take all of us over there. She would drive across it a couple of times so she could take the grands and us.
I hated it.
He never wanted to go.
Never went.
I always went with her. His sister would, and our kids. But he was never interested in going.
And after watching this movie, and again, this is probably the worst part of the movie for me, is the opening premonition when it comes to how the movie looks.
Yeah,
it doesn't look that good.
Right.
So it didn't do anything much for me watching this one, and I'll put it at effective because it's not a snore fest for me. Right. I still do have a mild anxiety when I drive over a bridge of any length.
Well, especially, was it last year when we went across the Mackinac Bridge and we were stuck on there for
an hour
because that was the
anniversary
cars.
And they were doing it wasn't a bug. It's not a bug, but it's there was a car show that they were doing, and it was a record.
They tried to fit all of them.
Audis, I think.
Audi, yeah.
They're doing 1,000 Audis on the Mackinac Bridge.
So we were stuck behind that for a long time.
It was awesome seeing the cars and seeing them do it, but we were stuck on the bridge, and I was like, "Come on, man!"
Let's go.
But that also helped me to just be like, "Whatever."
Yeah.
So now I'm going to kind of break the fourth wall a little bit here, guys, because we haven't seen Final Destination 6 yet. So as far as we know, and if you've been watching, we've had a skyscraper on there because from the trailer, it looks like the opening premonition is grandma with a skyscraper.
Mm-hmm.
If that's different, you're about to watch us talk about this movie anyway, because, breaking the fourth wall, we're going to have a little bit of time to watch the movie here in a second, and then we're going to come back and redo this. But if it's not a skyscraper, ignore that there's been a skyscraper down there the whole time, and we're going to put whatever the opening premonition is here. So now we are going to talk about the opening premonition of Final Destination 6. All right, guys. So we were right. This does take place in the Skyview Needle restaurant.
Yeah.
So it's not a skyscraper like I've been saying. It's a needle that you go up. It's got an elevator,
and it goes up to like a restaurant, hotel, and you can look out. Yeah, it's not necessarily like you said, a skyscraper, but it is high in the sky, like a skyscraper is, though.
So where would you rank this on your opening premonitions?
So I don't want to say it's a whole new fear, because I don't see me ever going into one of those. I don't think does anything. Maybe it does exist and I'm just boring and I don't know. But I'm gonna say it plays with my fears.
Okay.
Because the entire time that this was going on, the premonition, when Final Destination does, it's showing you all the different stuff that's about to happen, and just seeing how high up they were, it did give me anxiety. And I really don't have a fear of heights. I would totally do the thing in Chicago where you go out on the ledge, but I'm always with wussies, so nobody will ever do that with me. But it definitely, the anxiety of falling, it was there for sure.
Sure. For me, I can't say a whole new fear because I'm already scared of heights.
Yeah.
But I am going to say playing with my fear on this one, because this one definitely played with my fears of heights. And I think this is the best opening premonition. They dragged it on for so long.
Yeah.
And it just increased your anxiety. It increased your fear. It just absolutely wrecked me watching this in the theater. This is the most anxiety I've ever had during a Final Destination film. So if you guys haven't checked it out yet, please check out Final Destination 6. While it wasn't our favorite in the franchise, the opening
it's not my least favorite either. So
easily the most, and I think it's because it dragged out for so long. And the plane, we knew it was going to happen, but you didn't see everything as it was happening.
I didn't know that was going to happen. I felt like I was the plane. I was pretty
and then the log truck,
the log truck one, but it's just like you said, it drags on, and all the different things that could possibly go wrong are going wrong, and you're watching it before it happens, and you're dancing on this glass and it's breaking, get off of the dance floor,
you dumbass. So and like I said, it is very effective, very scary. Very glad that we got the chance to see it in theater, because I was a mess that whole time. So those are our opening premonitions, guys. So let us know in the comments what you think. Do you agree? Do you disagree? How do you rank the opening premonitions in your opinion? We would love to hear what you guys think. If you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe. It does help build the channel more than you know. And follow SledgeHammer Horror on social media. Those links are in the description as well. But until next time, keep talking horror.
Stay who you are.
And we'll see you guys soon.
Bye, guys.